Good evening, I'm Mark Seal with your CBC Sports World. West Indies secured their first Test victory since May 2015 when they beat Pakistan by 5 wickets on today's 5th day of the third and final Test in Sharjah. Set 153 to win and resuming on 114 for 5, West Indies reached their target before lunch on 154 for the same 5. Player of the match, Craig Brathwaite, finished with an unbeaten 60 to become the first opening batsman ever to finish not out in both innings of a Test. Shane Dowridge also scored 60 not out as he and Brathwaite had an unbroken 87-run 6-wicket partnership. Here's a look at some highlights of today's play.
Oh, what a start! Should have enough to carry, yes! Brings up the 50 partnership.
Brathwaite is the man, and what a start for West Indies. First ball, and it's been smashed.
He really enjoys the shot. Took him for 6 on the 4th evening. It's another boundary. West Indies closing in. This will run away for 4. Favourite shot of Craig Brathwaite. And the target goes down even further. Just 16 needed.
Just keeps going merrily along, using the pace, nudging it down to third man, just angling the bat slightly. Again, very much under control, letting the ball come on to his bat.
Oh, how good a shot is that? This exemplifies the way West Indies have targeted this particular situation. 50 for Dowridge, muscling his way through a 50, 5 boundaries and a 6. Has played a heroic innings. Really good under pressure.
Classy cover drive to bring up his 50. He tried that shot a couple of times, got beaten, but this time got the pitch. Got to the pitch and smashed it through. It's been a classy innings under pressure, and he's shown a lot of grit and determination.
West Indies at one stage was 67 for 5. In fact, they were 67 for 5 when he walked in. That's a smash. Just 3 away from a win now, Dowridge. 150 comes up. It's gone up in the air over the slip cordon. That is it. West Indies have won, and what a win for them. No pressure whatsoever. They dealt with it quite cleverly, manned up to the task, and it's Dowridge with the hitting run, 60 from 87, and Pakistan clearly floored by a powerful West Indies performance. They made a remarkable comeback after being down and out in the first 2 Test matches. They won the 3rd one.
Scores: Pakistan 281 and 208, West Indies 337 and 154 for 5. Now, despite the victory, the West Indies still lose the 3-match series 2-1. 9 Barbadians have been named in the West Indies one-day squad for the upcoming International Tri-Nation Series in Zimbabwe. The 15-man squad, which was released this evening, includes Suleiman Ben, Carlos Brathwaite, Craig Brathwaite, Jonathan Carter, Miguel Cummins, Shane Dowridge, the captain Jason Holder, Shea Hope and Ashley Nurse. The others making up the squad are Darren Bravo, Johnson Charles, Shannon Gabriel, Evan Lewis, Sunil Narayan and Rovman Powell. The tour is scheduled for November 12th to 30th and will consist of 7 one-day internationals. West Indies will open the series against Sri Lanka in Harare on November 16th. Switching sports now to netball, defending champions Springer Memorial continued their winning ways when they beat Parkinson Memorial in the secondary schools competition. Playing at Government Hill, the Springer girls dominated from start to finish to gain their 4th win from as many games. Here we go, Springer Memorial in their trademark blue and yellow get the show on the road. Tyra Holder uses her height to score one of her 9 goals from 18 attempts. Parkinson's turn in their green and yellow, and tiny Renisha Prescott sinks this goal. She had 5 from 15. Back to the other side. Holder was towering over the defenders, which made it easy for her teammates to find her. Holder again, and she shows her range, getting this tough shot to drop. Springer were also dominant in the middle of the court, getting the passes quickly to Holder. Then it was left to her to handle her business. In comparison to Holder's stats, Tatiana Waldron paled, scoring only 3 goals from 8 attempts. Springer continued to extend their lead, pushing the ball up court at pace for Holder to dish it off to the shooting partner, Roshana Thorne. She had 9 from 14. A hallmark of this game for Springer was the accurate shooting. Many times it took Holder just 1 shot to make the goal. And when it wasn't Holder, Thorne was close by to answer the call. Although Parkinson were being dominated, that didn't stop Waldron from trying. Springer changed personnel in the second half, but that's the only thing that changed. Jada Smith buries the goal. She had 17 from 23. Thorne was one who wasn't subbed, so she continued her business as normal. Good work on defense from Springer, and it leads to another goal. Thorne helping Smith this time. Waldron added another goal to her tally to make the score look a little better, but it was still a beatdown. Parkinson going down to Springer by 27 goals, 35 to 28. Well, we're to numbers 5 and 6 in the countdown of the 50 great Bajan sporting moments. In bodybuilding, we have lots of history. Roy Callender, Darcy Beckles, who won Mr. World in 1976, Bernard Seeley, Mr. Universe in 1989, and at the top of the list, Earl Maynard, who won Mr. Universe twice. In 1965, he won it for the second time. Then the International Federation of Bodybuilders, now the World Amateur Bodybuilding Championship, he actually won 4 titles, the tall category twice and overall twice. New York, United States, 1965, Earl Maynard repeating as Mr. Universe. In 1984, fast bowler Malcolm Marshall completed 2 amazing feats in the same test match against England. He broke his thumb, but he still batted and bowled with the injury. The bowling in particular was astonishing, as he took 7 for 53. Whilst fielding, he had injured his hand, but when it was time for the West Indies to bat, he was still out there. His teammate Larry Gomes was short of a century, and he was the only man left to come.
He comes to me and asks me, Malcolm, what are we going to do? I said, Larry, it's not what we're going to do, it's what you're going to do to get your 100. Because I'm not coming down Bob Willis with one hand. So Larry slugged Bob Willis over the wicket for 2. Went to 98, and then he slugged him back over his head for another 2 and got his 100.
There have been one-handed innings in test matches before, but none that could have driven the opposition quite so crazy as this. England were to object to Marshall's white plaster cast, and his answer was to rip them apart and save that last laugh for himself.
I went to the field with the plaster first on my hand, marked my run-up out, and the English camp actually complained. So the umpires, I had to get some rum bandage to wrap around the plaster first, and I actually went home and took 7 for 50 yards, so they actually did the more harm than good.
Malcolm Marshall in 1984, batting with a broken thumb and bowling with it, taking 7 for 53. A great Bajan sporting moment.